Do you ever feel overwhelmed by troubles, sorrow, loss, or loneliness? Do you ever wake up with a heavy heart and wonder if anyone truly sees you, if your prayers reach beyond the ceiling? This feeling is part of being human. Life sometimes brings waves of tests, loss of a job, sickness, broken relationships, sudden changes, even disasters far beyond our control. As we scroll through news feeds, we see families fleeing war zones, children losing homes to earthquakes, parents struggling to feed their families after a pandemic. And maybe you right now are carrying your own hidden pain. Sadness can whisper a dangerous lie. No one understands you. God is far away. But Islam tells another story. The Quran repeatedly reminds us that Allah is near, that He hears the supplication of every caller. And when my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the invocation of the supplicant when he calls upon me. Quran 2, 186. This is not an abstract promise. It is a living reality, right now, wherever you are sitting. Even as your heart aches, even as tears fall, Allah's care surrounds you. Right now, in many countries, people are displaced, homes destroyed, families separated. Some are in tents, some in hospitals, some scrolling through their phones at night searching for hope. Maybe you are going through something similar. Maybe your pain is hidden behind a smile. Maybe you've begun to believe that you are alone. But this is where the story changes. In your deepest sadness, Allah is closest to you. The same God who guided the prophets through their trials is guiding you too. Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and reflect. What is the pain you are carrying today? You don't have to speak it out loud yet. Just let it rise gently to the surface of your heart. Feel the breath filling your lungs. With each breath, say quietly, Ya Allah. Imagine Allah's mercy surrounding you like a gentle rain. Can you feel that? Even if you feel weak, even if you doubt, whisper this simple prayer. O Allah, I seek your closeness right now. Say it with your lips, or say it silently in your heart. It can be a whisper. It can be a tear. That is enough. If you are open, in the comments, share one thing you are sad about now. Just one. And we will hold that pain together as a community. Which of the directives above resonated most with you? Pausing, imagining, or speaking? Comment below. Your words might help someone else who is silently scrolling, looking for a sign that they are not alone. This is only the beginning of our journey. In the next part, we will walk together through real stories of people living these truths today, and stories from the Quran that show how Allah's closeness transforms pain into strength. But for now, just breathe, whisper, and know Allah is near. Before starting this video, don't forget to like this video, because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thank you and good video. Real life stories, now. As we move from our own hearts to the wider world, let's look at the real stories of people living through hardship right now. These are not just headlines. They are lives. When you hear them, try not to rush past. Pause. Feel them. Story 1. The displaced mother. Somewhere between the borders of Syria and Turkey, a mother stands in a cold camp. She once had a small home, a garden, children playing under the sun. Today, she lives under a thin canvas roof. Her husband is gone. She lines up for bread with hundreds of others. Yet at night, when her children finally sleep, She lifts her hands and whispers a dua. O Allah, be close to us. Protect my children. She says she feels a strange calm, as if someone is listening. The next morning, a stranger from a nearby town brings blankets. Another gives warm milk. She calls it a sign. Allah send them to me. As you hear this story, put yourself in her shoes. Feel her fear, her hope. What would you do? Say to yourself right now, Allah has not abandoned them, nor will He abandon me. Story 2. The Pandemic Nurse. In Jakarta, during the height of COVID-19, a young nurse worked double shifts. She saw more death in 1 month than in all her training years. She feared carrying the virus home to her parents. She often prayed between patients, silently reciting Ayat al-Kursi before entering the ward. One evening, a recovered patient handed her a handwritten note. You were my angel. May Allah protect you. She cried behind her mask. In that small gesture, she felt Allah's closeness. A reminder that service done for His sake is never unseen. Turn off distractions for these few minutes and let this story settle into your heart. Imagine your own acts of service, big or small, as seeds of closeness to Allah. Story 3. The neighbor you might not notice. Not all hardship is far away. In almost every town, there is someone battling illness, poverty, or isolation. Perhaps it's the elderly man in the next apartment who rarely leaves his home, or the single parent quietly working 3 jobs. One brother in a local community lost his job and felt crushed by debts. Instead of giving up, he began volunteering at the mosque kitchen once a week. I felt ashamed to help when I had so little, he says. But every time I served food, my heart became lighter. Soon, unexpected work arrived. He calls it a mercy from Allah. In helping others, Allah helped me. These are only a few of countless real stories. They carry a shared truth. Even in suffering, signs of Allah's nearness appear, an inner strength, a stranger's kindness, a verse that comes at the right moment. Pause here. Breathe. Turn off distractions for a moment and let these stories live inside you. Notice any feelings rising. Sadness, compassion, hope. Let them teach you that your own pain can also be a doorway to closeness. Which of these stories moved you most and why? Share in the comments. Is there a moment in your life when, in darkness, you saw a small light from Allah? Tell us. Your story might strengthen someone else. Stories from the Quran. Prophetic tradition. The Quran and the life of the Prophet are full of moments when human beings reached the limits of their endurance and discovered that Allah was closer than they imagined. These stories are not only history, they are living mirrors for our own pain. Prophet Ayub, Job. Once blessed with health, family and wealth, Ayub alayhi salam lost everything. Disease covered his body. Friends abandoned him, children were gone. Yet he never accused Allah of injustice. Instead he whispered, "Indeed, adversity has touched me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful." Quran 21:83. Allah responded, healed him, and restored what he had lost. His story tells us, your hardship does not erase Allah's mercy. Sometimes it deepens your connection to Him. Reflect for a moment on the trials of Ayub, when he lost everything, and yet never lost faith. What keeps his story alive in our hearts? Prophet Yusuf, Joseph. As a boy, Yusuf was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a well, sold as a slave, and later imprisoned on false charges. Yet each step was part of a higher plan. Years later, he rose to power in Egypt and forgave the same brothers who harmed him. In his darkest hour, he said, "Indeed, my Lord is subtle in what he wills. Indeed, it is he who is the knowing, the wise." Quran 12:100. When you feel betrayal or rejection, remember Yusuf's story, the darkness before dawn. Repeat in your heart, "My Lord is with me. He will guide me." Maryam, Mary. Alone in childbirth, facing accusations she did not deserve, Maryam felt the weight of despair. Yet in that isolation, Allah sent a stream beneath her feet and dates from a palm tree above. Quran 19:24-26. Even in her most vulnerable moment, she was provided for and honored. Her story reminds us that in our most private struggles, Allah's provision can appear in unexpected ways. Take a slow breath and imagine, even if you feel hidden or judged, provision may already be on its way. The Prophet Muhammad at Taif, after losing his beloved wife, Khadija, and his uncle Abu Talib, the Prophet traveled to Taif seeking support. Instead, he was mocked, driven out, and pelted with stones until his feet bled. Sitting under a tree, he prayed, "O Allah, to you I complain of my weakness." Yet shortly after, Allah sent the angel of the mountains offering revenge. He refused and chose mercy. From that valley of rejection came a new opening for Islam. Speak this verse with me now. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94:6. Can you breathe that in? Listen to it. Let it calm you. These four stories differ in time and place but share one heartbeat. Loss, pain, and humiliation did not mean Allah was absent. Rather, His nearness became clearer. For every moment of crushing trial, there was a hidden seed of ease, healing, forgiveness, provision, victory, or spiritual elevation. Pause and let that sink in. Close your eyes if you can. Which image from these stories lingers with you? The patient prophet on his sickbed? The boy in the well? The mother beneath the palm tree? The messenger, bleeding but forgiving? Which Quranic story gives you strength? Ayub? Yusuf? Maryam? Or the prophet at Taif? Share which one and why. Which verse is easiest for you to hold on to in sadness? And which is harder? Let's talk in the comments. Your reflection may comfort someone else who is reading practical steps and directive messages. Listening to stories is powerful, but transformation begins with small actions. Allah's closeness is not only an idea, it's something you can taste in your daily life. Even when the sadness is heavy, there are simple, concrete steps that open your heart to Him. Begin with the simplest acts of worship. Supplication, dua, is your direct line to Allah. It doesn't require perfect words or long hours, just sincerity. Dhikr, remembering Allah, can be as soft as repeating Subhanallah while you walk, or whispering Alhamdulillah after a hard day. Reciting even a few verses of Quran can bring calm to a restless mind. Attending congregational prayer, even once a week, can remind you that you're not alone. Right now, pick up a paper and pen. Write down 3 things you are grateful for, even if today was hard. If you can, make just one small dua tonight. Oh Allah, let me feel your closeness. Build gentle routines. Start with tiny steps. Set aside 5 minutes tomorrow morning before Fajr to read one verse, to whisper it, to let it dwell in your heart. Choose one dhikr to repeat on your commute. Create a gratitude journal where each night you note one blessing, even if it's just a breath or a kind word. These small practices build a sanctuary inside you. Set aside 5 minutes tomorrow morning before Fajr to read one verse, to whisper it, to let it dwell in your heart. Reach outward, not just inward. Sadness often shrinks our world. Helping someone else can reopen it. Smile at a stranger. Call a friend you haven't spoken to. Donate a small amount. Volunteer for a cause. In helping others, we often feel Allah's nearness more strongly because His mercy flows through our hands. Reach out. Send a message of kindness, a smile, or help someone. Because in helping others, we often feel Allah's nearness. Use modern tools with an Islamic heart. Social media can overwhelm us, but it can also be a channel for good. Share a hopeful verse instead of a complaint. Follow accounts that remind you of Allah. Listen to a short lecture while cooking or walking. Practice a few minutes of mindful breathing, starting it with Bismillah and ending with Alhamdulillah. Even silence can be a form of worship when filled with remembrance. These are not heavy burdens. They are small doors. You don't have to do them all at once. Choose one. Let it become a daily friend. Over time, these gentle habits create a space where sadness no longer feels like a prison, but like a place where you can meet Allah. Which practical step will you try first? Gratitude journaling, dua, reading, helping someone. Comment which one and when you'll do it. If you've tried any of these, share your experience. How did it make you feel? Your words might encourage someone else who's struggling. Encouragement. Wrap up. Call to action. As we come to the close of this reflection, take a deep breath and let these words settle. It's okay to feel sadness. Feeling overwhelmed or heavy-hearted does not make you weak. Allah's closeness is not measured by your strength or perfection. It is rooted in His mercy, which reaches you even when you falter, even when you stumble. Remember the promises of Allah. He loves those who are patient, those who call upon Him sincerely, those who turn their hearts to Him in both hardship and ease. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. Quran 2:153. Each sigh, each tear, each whisper of prayer is noticed. Each small act of turning to Him, no matter how faint, is a beacon of connection. Even when the sadness lingers, even when the nights are long, trust that Allah's plan continues behind the scenes. Sometimes His mercy appears immediately. Sometimes it unfolds slowly, revealing itself in ways we could never have imagined. The trials we endure are not marks of abandonment, but doors to His closeness. Trust that Allah is weaving good behind the scenes, even when you can't see it. Say, Ya Mercy Giver, bring me what is best. Hold this truth in your heart. No matter how far you feel from ease, Allah is nearer than your jugular vein. He is closer than your own breath, closer than your heartbeat. This nearness does not always remove the test, but it transforms it. It becomes a bridge to patience, to understanding, to gratitude, and to action. Now, commit with me. Whenever sadness comes, I will remember Allah's promise. I will reach out to others. I will act in small ways that honor His presence. You do not need to carry your pain alone. You can speak it in prayer, express it in journal entries, share it with trusted hearts. Each act is a thread connecting you to Allah and to those around you. As we reflect on what we have learned, sadness is human. Closeness to Allah is mercy. Stories of the prophets remind us that even in despair, hope is near. Practical acts, dua, dhikr, helping others, gratitude, open doors to His nearness. Community and shared reflection strengthen hearts. What promise, from Quran or Sunnah, will you hold on to when sadness returns? Invitation: share in the comments your message to someone who is struggling now, with the belief Allah is close. Maybe your words will comfort others. Take a final moment to breathe. Feel your heart beating. Know that Allah sees, Allah hears, and Allah is near, always, even when the world seems heavy. Let this truth carry you forward, today and every day.